Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So today is all about swords. So let's go ahead and talk about these. When he first got our Origins He-Man, he came with this little half sword right here. And it was actually the wrong side half compared to the old figures we had in the 80s. So if you had his sword going across the front, it just had all these weird holes and stuff. So you always had to have his sword off to one side. Now if you had both Skeletor and He-Man, you of course could combine the two power swords and make one awesome sword, but now he has got purple on one side and silver on the other. Now he did come with a cool battle axe, so don't get me wrong. Now we did see later on they improved and got us a new He-Man, and the new He-Man has a new head and a brand new full sword. So there we go, we got some cool full sword, which was great to have. But before we jump there, let's talk about She-Ra and her sword. So here's the sword that She-Ra comes with, and oh, looks like I lost her headpiece somewhere. Oh well, you guys know what it looks like. So this sword in the cartoon is supposed to be the same size as He-Man's sword, and you can see it is a long ways away. In fact, if you put this sword in He-Man's hands, it's like what is going on here? What happened to my sword? I mean, it looks like a little dagger or something. It's not even sword worthy. So it obviously is not the right size sword for She-Ra either. So I've spent some time, as you guys know, creating some cool new swords. And you can see right here is my cool new sword that I made for He-Man. And this is the newest version. It has an extra stuff added right in the middle here. You can kind of see that sharp edge. Makes it thicker, so less chance of bending. I added some new radiuses on it. It's pretty cool. It is a full sword, not a half sword. And the reason why I improved it was because I wanted to make a sword for She-Ra. She-Ra. So here is the sword for She-Ra, and it is pretty cool because it actually is the gem is actually placed inside of the sword. You can see it there. It's actually see-through, and it is the same sword. In fact, it is the exact same size as the Origins one that I made. You can see there. So it actually is finally a twin sword, like it was supposed to be originally. So how cool is that? Now, I originally tried to make 20 of these swords, and out of the 20, only 5 survived. It's actually a pretty hard process to make the swords because, for one, it's printed in 2 different pieces. First, the actual sword itself, and then also the gem that goes inside. And then not only is it printed in 2 different pieces, it actually is a very tight fit because the outside is larger than the inside. So while the sword is still soft, right fresh from printing, I have to clean it up, heat up the center, and then press fit the gem into it, and then finish cooking it with the UV lights, and then it becomes solid, and there's no way it's going to come out of there without breaking the sword. So it's in there pretty good. So there you go. There is the cool She-Ra sword. So since only 5 out of the 20 survived the grueling manufacturing process and are worthy enough for me to actually sell, I've decided just to put them on eBay auctions instead of selling them direct. And when I do, I'm going to actually sell both together. So when you order this set, you will get a free He-Man sword tossed in with your She-Ra sword, just as a heads up. So if you do order this from me and you're one of the lucky 4 that actually get one of the swords, now I'm just going to offer one a week for 4 weeks until they're gone, and that'll be it. Now, they're not perfect. As you can see, there's like some small slight imperfections here and there on the sword, but it is still really cool looking. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So you can see how that looks. The gem is hand painted. So to get these, go to the description. The link is in the description for the auction, and it includes the She-Ra sword shown here. Just one of them. I'm going to put one on per week, and then it also has the He-Man sword as well. So like I mentioned before, it was a pain to make these, so I'm going to have just a regular auction for them, and I only have 4 to sell. So, but you'll get a free He-Man sword with every She-Ra sword ordered. Now, the coolest thing about this is these swords actually fit in the same hands because the handles are the same size. So the first time you could have Prince Adam hold both swords easily, and it looks similar to what you saw in the cartoon, Secret of the Sword. And you can see that he has both swords, like he's handing her her sword. Here, this is your sword, the twin sword, the sword of protection. You know, so it's kind of cool that way. And then she can hold He-Man's sword, which could make some crazy transformations. You could have She-Man and Hera. Anyway, now it's kind of funny. When they first gave us Prince Adam, they gave us this huge, giant, ugly purple sword that is full sword. That's cool, but the handle is just so huge, you got to stretch it into He-Man's hand. I mean, this sword is an utter failure. Yeah, I had to do it, sorry. Anyway, so let's give She-Ra the sword she deserves, a full-size, big sword, just like He-Man has. Because, you know, I mean, that little sword she came with is just ridiculous. So she deserves a full-size sword, and it is cool. Hey, you got the wrong sword. Let's swap these swords back, you guys. Hey, oh, you took out the sorceress. Come on, Adam. You can just see how cool the sword is. I know I shouldn't groove on my own stuff. My wife always tells me, hey, you should be grooving on your own stuff, but I just think this sword came out so cool. Look at it in the dark. You can see how it kind of refracts the light when it hits the jewel on the inside. Kind of cool. Anyway, let's take a look at that He-Man again with that little dorky sword as we close this video, because it just looks ridiculous. I get to see He-Man coming up with that little sword. Skeletor! And he's his little dinky dagger. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video, and check out the link below. Bye now.